to the next one, as you can see. For dinner, of course, that's for dinner. So here we have another pasta here, and we have some eggs, as you can see, some eggs. And also we have some meatballs, you know, the meatballs over here. They have also sauce. Then there's another kind of pasta. Here's the pasta with sauce, and this one is another kind. And finally, there's an omelet. You know what an omelet is? It's made of eggs and many other ingredients. So that's an omelet. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back again and check them out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go now and check out the other things and absolutely get the answer right. So he says that, come on, let's read it together now. He says, for dinner, I often have meatballs or pasta with tomato sauce. At the weekend, I sometimes have an omelette with vegetables and cheese or meat. So now let's count them. Let's count them again. So we have the pen now. We have the pen. He says, for dinner, I often have meatballs or pasta. And then he says pasta, of course, with tomato sauce, as you can see. It's a pasta with tomato sauce. So, as you can see, meatballs, that's 1. That is 1. And then, what about pasta? That is 2. The pasta with tomato sauce, that is 2. So now we have 2. And then he says, at the weekend, I sometimes have an omelette. So omelette is number 3, with vegetables and cheese or meat. So the whole things, the vegetables, the cheese, and the meat, all of them are actually into the omelette. So how many things does he have? How many things do they have? Meatballs, pasta with tomato sauce, or omelette with vegetables and cheese or meat. So now, once again, let's repeat them so we can memorize them. He said meatballs, pasta with tomato sauce, and he said that omelette with vegetables and cheese or meat, of course. So let's go now and look for the pictures. Did he say here, as you can see, did he say that they have pasta with tomato sauce? Did he say that? Yes, he did. So that's number 1. That's number 1. What about the second picture here? Did he say that they have just ordinary eggs? Ordinary eggs. Do they have that? No, they don't. So we're going to skip this. What about meatballs? Did he say that they have meatballs? Meatballs? Yes, they did. They have meatballs. What about the second pasta over here? What about the second pasta over here? Did he say that they have macaroni and cheese or anything similar to that? You know, pasta with nothing on top? No, he didn't say that, so we're going to skip it. What about the omelette over here? Omelette with some vegetables, as you can see here on the inside, and sometimes it's with meat. So yes, they do. They actually do have it. They have omelette with, as you know, some things inside like vegetables and other stuff. Okay, so let's complete the table below about our own eating habits. Let's start. First of all, what do we have for breakfast here in Saudi Arabia? Well, probably we have, well, to me at least, we have bread. What else other than bread? We have something called bread. We have also cheese with bread. And of course, we don't forget to mention tea, because we drink tea all the time at the morning. So this is what we have for breakfast, I believe, in Saudi Arabia. What about lunch? Lunch is usually consists of what? Rice with chicken or meat. That's what we have. We have rice with chicken or meat. And then for dinner, well, sometimes I guess many people actually do have it. I asked many people and they said sometimes they do have pasta. Not me, but some people actually do. So here in Saudi Arabia, about our own eating habits, for breakfast we have some bread, cheese, and tea. Also, when we have for lunch is rice with chicken or meat. And finally, for dinner we have some pasta. Okay. So here we want to know something called avoiding repetition. What do we mean by repetition? What do we mean by repetition? It's from the word repeat, which means we mention the thing again and again and again. So let's read it now. When writing, try not to repeat the same words all the time. Use words like he, she, it, we, they, which are the subject personal pronouns. For example, as you can see here, I never eat tomatoes. They are horrible. Instead of saying, I never eat tomatoes, tomatoes are horrible, I can replace the other tomatoes with the word they, because they are a group. And then they said, when it comes an object, of course, him, her, it, us, them, when it's an object, personal pronoun. For example, lamb kebab is my favorite food. I love, well, it comes in the place of an object, so I'm going to say it. So I want you to focus on these two. Subject, object, and I believe you know what its subject is, and you know what the object is, as you know all of these. So When it comes in the object, it means it will become at the end of the sentence like this. And when it comes in the subject, it will become at the beginning of the sentence. Don't forget. Okay. So, read and replace the words in bold within the sentences with subject or object pronouns. So now let's go to the first sentence. Let's go to the first sentence over here. My dad doesn't usually eat breakfast. My dad hasn't got time for breakfast. You see, it's not very good because we have repeated many words unnecessarily. So what do we say? My dad doesn't usually eat breakfast. My dad here, what's going to become? My dad is a man. So in that case, what am I going to do? That's right. We're going to, hold on, let me just choose this. We're going to cross it over here. We're going to cross it and say, that's right. We're going to say, he hasn't got time for breakfast. What about breakfast? Is it a human being that speaks to you? Well, no, it's not. It's actually a thing. So in that case, we're just going to cross it and say, that's right. We're going to say it. Why do we say it? Because, well, it's not a person. It's a thing. So we use it. Then, what do we have over here? What do we have over here? It says, we always have vegetables with our meals, but I don't like vegetables. Vegetables are horrible. You see, they have repeated vegetables many times. 1, 2, 3. So in that case, what do we have to do? What can we say about it? Can we replace it? Yes, we can. What should we do? Come on, let's do it together. We always have vegetables with our meals, but I don't like... What did we say? It comes in the place of an object at the end of the sentence. In that case, we're going to cross it and write what? That's right. We're going to write them. That's what we're going to write. I don't like them. Then they became in the beginning of the sentence, as you can see here. They are in the beginning of the sentence. So what shall we do in that case? Vegetables are horrible. What do we call them? Because they're a group. In that case, what do we use? That's right, we use the word they. Because they are in the beginning of the sentence, as we have learned. That's right. Here, let's have the whole sentences, the full sentences. My dad doesn't usually eat breakfast. He hasn't got time for it. And then the second sentence, we always have vegetables with our meals, but I don't like them. They are horrible. Alright, as you can see, here we replaced them with, as you see, the pronouns. Then we have, John doesn't eat chocolate. Chocolate is not good for John. So what do we do about it? What do we do about it? We have John and we have chocolate. So in that case, John doesn't eat chocolate. Chocolate, what about chocolate? What do we say? What do we say about chocolate? Come on, it's just one. It's just one. In that case, we're going to say, that's right, it's going to say, it isn't, because it's just one. It's uncountable. Do you remember that? Okay, it isn't good for John. John is a man, and he's now in the place of an object. So when a man comes in the place of an object, what do we use? Instead of he, what do we use? We use actually the word, that's right, we use the word him, because it came in the place of an object. So we're going to write it down, H-I-M, which is him. Okay, my sister and I usually have breakfast together. My sister and I have cereal and orange juice. Do you remember when I speak about myself and someone else, what do I use? That's right, you know it very well. So my sister and I, because we are a group, in that case I'm going to say the word we. Why did I use the word we? Because I am mentioning myself in the sentence with someone else, as we have remembered. Don't forget that. So, and we became in the place of the subject. In that case, it's going to become we. As you can see here, let's look at the answers. John doesn't eat chocolate. It is not good for him. Why is it? Because it's a place of a subject. Why is it him? Because it's a place of an object, just like we learned. And here, my sister and I usually have breakfast together. We have cereal and orange juice. Why is that? Because it's me and her, me and my sister. Alright, so finally, I always have pizza on Friday nights. Pizza is my favorite. What can I say about it? What can I say? Come on. Pizza, it's just one and it's uncountable. So, I always have pizza on Friday night. Then I say, that's right, it is my favorite. It is my favorite because it's just one. It is just one, as you can see here. Okay,